I got another awesome piece of mail today, and I've noticed that I'm getting fewer pieces of mail into my mailbox since I did the video about Frank LaRose, who's running for Senate, and how awesome his mail was. I don't get anything from his opponents anymore. One of them actually called me to complain about my video. But anyway, so I'm doing another direct mail video, and yes, I'm picking on candidates in my area who have in fact left me on their mailing list to their detriment. Ha! Gotcha, suckers. Anyway, in this video, we'll go over the basics of what makes a direct mail piece really pop. So in putting together any direct mail piece, you just have some basic elements that have to be there. The first is a disclaimer. The second is your logo, clearly identifying what you're running for. Third, you need to identify when the election is, because there's special elections, and then there's general elections, and then there's primary elections, and people don't really keep up with this stuff, so they need a date. You need to be at the poll on this day, right, to vote for this person. Make sure that's there. That's really important. And then you need to have 3 key messages that you want to get across on the mail piece. So first, I'll show you a mail piece I designed for a political candidate who was running in the off-year elections last year, just to give you an example. So I've got this really awesome picture of the candidate probably here. And I don't think I was actually there when the picture was taken, but I'd always liked this photo of him. He's a friend of mine. And so I was like, we got to put this on a mail piece. It's positive, he's got a big smile, looks great, classic wholesale political look. And the message, very clearly, experience you can trust. What's this guy about? He's got experience I can trust. And then the other side of the mail piece clearly explains what that experience is. You've got a series of headlines that for people who just want to take a quick look at the headlines, got the guy's name, know when they need to vote, they put it down, boom. They're looking at it for like 6 to 8 seconds. That's all you've got on a direct mail piece. Now in this mail piece that I'll put here, I take a look at it, I see, endorsed by Jim Jordan. Awesome, good for him. I like Jim Jordan, who doesn't, right? Well, except for liberals who hate America, but that's another video. So this is great. I flip it over, don't even read the text. I flip it over, and what do I see? A picture of the guy at a MAGA rally. I was like, oh, I know what he stands for. I put it down, I'm like, oh, great. I'm glad I got his mail piece. I already knew who the candidate was because he's been really active in my local community. And so I was like, oh, this is great. That's all. What else do I need to know? I didn't know I got a mail piece from his opponent. So taking a look at this mail piece, you can clearly see that the candidate did not clearly identify or say what she was running for with such clarity. You don't have the big bold letters. It's like a little tiny box. And on side 1, or the side I saw first, I see this picture of this this blonde woman. She's in uniform. I thought, cool, I'm a veteran. If she's running for State Central Committee, why not? See, I didn't even know she was running for State Senate. I was like, some testimonial, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it's saying she's great. I flip it over, you see some picture of, I guess, her, and a bunch of text. I don't feel like reading it. I set it down. I don't even take a look at it again. I just assume I'll save it for my video on direct mail that I planned on making. I had no idea what she was running for. That tells you the difference between my initial reactions between these direct mail pieces. And those are the reactions I want when I design direct mail. I mean, when Kyle Kaler put Jim Jordan on one side, him and a rally on the other side, fighting corruption, thought it was awesome. So in going through these things again and actually taking time to read them, I'd gotten the headlines from the first one because I can remember them now. I'll have to pause the video and edit it to go back and look at what she was trying to say because her piece just wasn't well done. It looks okay, but I have no idea what the message is. And this is what I do. You can imagine if the average voter is going to take a look at that mail piece and they're going to see that it's boring, and then instead of then it's a different direction. So you got to hold it this way to look at this, and then you have to flip it over, and then you have to turn it. And then I'm like, I'm already bored. I was like, okay. So I'm just like, okay, this sucks. so anyway, so that's something that you got to keep in mind. If you do those basic things, your campaign mail will be awesome. You just have to follow the format very clearly. Nice picture of you with your family is better. Make sure you clearly identify the office that you're running for in big letters. Your message, 3 simple messages in big, bold text. That's it. That's all you need. Then add a little bit of extra just between the headlines so that people can read for those voters who actually want to read something. Most voters don't really want to read anything, but if you add that extra information for the voters who do, you're already going to do better among those voters. So having that extra information is really great. And I don't actually, yeah, I do remember that her piece had a lot of writing on it. Whatever, but his headlines caught me. So I'm like, if I wasn't sure who I was voting for, and I just took a look at these two mail pieces, hers is a snooze fest in comparison. In fact, but in person, she's really a lovely. See, I met her, and I didn't even know I got her mail piece. That's something to keep in mind as well. So this basic criticism and compliment to these two political candidates and the mail that they put out, I hope will help get you going in the right direction on your direct mail.